Well, hi everybody, and welcome back to the Rising Rise podcast with your host, Mr. Corey Romer. This is Mr. Corey Romer here, hopped up on caffeine cocaine, which is actually just caffeine, but I call it caffeine cocaine. Because to me, it's like cocainum, 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 cocainum. Cocainum, cocainum, cocainum. I'm ready to get out of here and get out of this fucking crowded ass place. That's right, old dude. Stand right in the middle of the parking lot when I'm trying to go somewhere. That's right. Good job. And that old dude's just standing right in the middle of the parking lot, not moving. In case you want to know the details, he's a white guy with a mustache. He's an old white guy. Looks like he's in his 70s or 80s. Kind of plump and heavy set. And he just had this look on his face of like, I'm a rich, entitled businessman. I don't have to get out of anybody's way. I had to give the detail of the skin color because a lot of the times the people around where I live, I've noticed there's a lot of white people where I live that complain about black people standing in the middle of the road in the street. And usually, actually, to be honest with you, I personally don't really care if people... I don't give a shit if people do that because, like, I am always driving super fucking slow and careful. Like, people get pissed off at me because I drive too slow most of the time. It's a good habit I picked up from my stoner days, from back when I was able to afford cannabis and weed. I can't get any cannabis. It might seem like I'm a stoner, but actually I have not smoked any cannabis in about, I'd say, a full 2 years at this point. Well over 400 days, well over 365 days, which is not okay and not good, and if I could choose, I would live somewhere where it was legal. But that's not my choice. I don't get the choice to choose that, so here we are. So yeah, I'm a definite stoner, but I have not been able to get any weed. Otherwise, to be honest with you, I wouldn't have made this goddamn fucking YouTube channel. Because when I don't smoke weed, I become an obnoxious punk asshole. When I smoke weed, I become a very nice people pleaser kind of person who wants to be nice and apologetic, and I'm cautiously, carefully analyzing all my actions and everything I say. And when I don't get any cannabis, I just become a fucking unhinged loose cannon with nothing to lose. Sorry, but that's the way it is. If you had legalized cannabis, I'd be a much more polite citizen. Anyway, I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. I think everything is stupid and everything is dumb. So I just thought I would throw in the details, though, because where I live is, to get off back on my train of thought, where I live, I noticed there's a lot of white people that complain about black people, meandering in the road, and, standing in the road, and, walking in the road when there's a sidewalk. And, it's not the best idea, honestly, really, obviously. It's not a very safe, good idea to be just meandering and wandering in the middle of the street when there's a sidewalk that you could be using for safety and everything. But to be honest, I don't really care because I drive super slow. I'm always driving 10 miles under the speed limit. Whether I'm high or not, that's just how I drive. Because I don't have anywhere to be, and if I do, I'm going to leave extra early so I can drive slow. But anyway, all that aside, I had to make it clear that was a white dude who was meandering in the parking lot. And I don't even get pissed off about that either. It doesn't matter what skin color you are. I just thought it was kind of funny and annoying. Why was he doing that? This gentleman was just standing in the middle of the freaking parking lot, chomping on his fucking cigar with his mustache. I'm a businessman, I don't have to move out of your way because I own the city and I own the parking lot. I have no idea who that guy was, I've never seen him before, but just the self-entitledness of it. I get to stand in the parking lot and not move for cars. They can just drive around me and figure it out. Maybe he was super pissed off. I notice people do that when they're super pissed off. They just stand in the middle of everyone's traffic. Somebody hit me! I'm ready to die! I just lost $1,000 and I have $1 million instead of $1,000,000. That's what he looked like. He might have been a homeless dude, I don't know. He looked like a rich businessman fellow. He looked like a lawyer. I don't know who that guy was, but that was pretty funny, just standing in the middle of the road like that. And yeah, that's what I hear a lot of where I'm living here. There's a lot of white people complaining about black people that just meander in the road. I saw this wigger guy. Can I say that word, the W word? Is that too politically incorrect for YouTube? I'm white, so I'm allowed to make fun of wiggers, right? wiggers, white dudes that think they're black, white people that think they can dress like black people and they think it's cool and they think they can pull it off and they're just posers. I'm allowed to say that because I'm white, right? I don't use the N-word, but I can use the W word. Anyway, there was a skinny wigger kid. He looked like he was like 15 years old. And he was like the most wiggerish wigger kid you could ever see because he had on like the baggy pants that were down to his knees. Like the belt was down to his knees and the t-shirt was way too big and it was like hanging down. And I remember I was driving super slow already and then this kid just walks in front of me with this big grin on his face like, I'm crossing the street extra slow at a place where it's not legal to do that because he was definitely jaywalking. And the way he was just crossing the street, he was like, I own this city and I own this street and there ain't nothing you can do about it because I'm a white gangsta rapper, dude. And I'm cool. And the way he had this smirk on his face of like, try and stop me. Because he was inching across the street like super slow. And I just did not care. I was like, okay, you're crossing the street super slow. Are you trying to piss me off? I just don't even care. I don't care. People can do whatever the fuck they want. Well, I hope you all enjoyed today's positive energy broadcast from Mr. Corey Romer. I can't shut the fuck up because I don't have any weed. If I had weed, I wouldn't have even made this obnoxious, annoying, unhinged YouTube channel where I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. No, I would have been like being all nice and polite and calm and everything and sophisticated. I would have been trying to have been sophisticated and nice and polite and calm and stay nice and interacting with the positive people on YouTube, the spiritual people. I would probably have interacted a lot more with Krista Raisa joining in with her 420 Cafe, but unfortunately I was not able to do that because I don't have 420 in my life. I don't have cannabis in my life. What's up with that? Oh, you Democrats and you liberals, you're all celebrating that Joe Biden won the election. Well, is he going to legalize cannabis for the country? Because the last that I checked in an article, Joe Biden said that he wanted to burn down cannabis stalks across the countryside back in the 1980s. Is Joe Biden an open-minded individual? Excuse me, President Joe Biden. Excuse me. Sorry if anybody was offended by me not using the correct term just now. President Joe Biden. Legally, officially classified president as being having elected. Because everybody in America voted for Joe Biden, right? Right? All enough citizens, the majority of the human population of the country of the United States of America, legally elected Joe Biden as their president. President Joe Biden, right? Right? There was no fraud at all in that election. That was a totally legal, normal election with absolutely no tampering or fraud whatsoever, just like all the other elections before. Right? Hey, does anybody remember a guy by the name of Paul Ryan? Or was it Ron Paul? I always get those two mixed up. Ron Paul. Remember would-be President Ron Paul? Remember he was the guy, I think it was Ron Paul. Wasn't it? It was Ron Paul or Paul Ryan. The old scarecrow-looking dude who was all calm and rational and sophisticated. And he never flipped out. And the news media was desperately trying to get him to flip the fuck out on the news, TV. And they couldn't do it. And he was too calm and rational and he had millions and millions of excited fans at his rallies. All these Americans who were like, yeah, get rid of these forever wars, anti-wars, no more wars. Ron Perlman, I mean, not Ron Paul, excuse me. Ron Perlman, what am I talking about? I need more sleep, guys. Bear with me here. Ron Perlman. President Ron Perlman. Wouldn't that be funny if Ron Perlman was running for president? It'd be funny if Arnold Schwarzenegger was running for president too. President Arnold Schwarzenegger. He already became a governor. We have all these movie actors and stuff that become governors and politicians. Future President Arnold Schwarzenegger. Would you vote for Arnold Schwarzenegger to be your president? Vote for me. Vote for me or you'll be terminated. That'd be funny. I'd vote for him probably. Is President Schwarzenegger going to legalize cannabis? President Trump didn't legalize cannabis for some strange reason. President Joe Biden didn't legalize cannabis for some strange reason. Is Vice President Kamala Harris going to do that? President Andrew Yang certainly would have legalized cannabis. He said he was. So is Dr. Jo Jorgensen. She was the one I actually ended up voting for in the last election. I voted for Dr. Joe Jorgensen. I was thinking about writing an Andrew Yang when he dropped out and he couldn't make it. I was just going to write him in spite of everything, but I was like, hey, you know what? Dr. Joe Jorgensen is a legitimate candidate. I'm going to make my vote count. What if everybody actually did do it? What if enough people that were just fed up with the system? Listen, I watch Jimmy Dore on YouTube. I know what the fuck's going on with all the people that are angry about all the fucking bullshit going on, bipartisan political mumbo jumbo bullshit. It's all bullshit. Bipartisan politics is shit. It's bullshit. It's squid feathers. It's horse urine. It doesn't mean it's fucking stupid. If there's too many people that don't agree with it now, I think the fucking election was rigged at the start. All of it. I'll tell you what, man. Dr. Joe Jorgensen, I wouldn't be surprised if actually the majority of American citizens actually voted for her, because they were like, fuck yeah, legalize cannabis. It's the most rational, sane thing to do. It's the one drug that never killed anybody. It's the one drug that heals people. But no, you got your legalized alcohol and your cigarettes and your Twinkies, so you can get your MSG and your mood swings and your fucking problems and go into a sugar coma and get drunk and drive and kill babies and old people in your car. But don't get any cannabis, because cannabis will reduce the amount of traffic violations and accidents and make people become more careful, cautious, nice, people-pleasing individuals. And we've been over all this. Anyway, communication complaints aside, this is Corey Romer, and you've been listening to the Rising Eyes podcast for today, whatever is today's date.